Meal planning allows you to see the variety of food you eat and how much you're actually eating. Sorry, jokes apart, meal planning has a lot more benefits. Welcome to my channel Living in Bengaluru. My name is Smita. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. And if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button below. Today we will see how to create a successful and effective meal plan as a beginner, or even get motivation to be consistent throughout the year in meal planning. So here I'm not going to talk about meal prep. Instead, this is just going to be about meal planning basics and how to get started. So the major benefits of meal planning are it saves time, reduces the food wastage, saves money, reduces stress of cooking last minute, you can enjoy variety of food, and also avoid unhealthy options of fast food or ordering from some restaurant or ordering from somewhere else. So if you think meal planning is beneficial to you, let me know in the comment section below. And also, would you like to plan your meal every month with me? In software development, I had learned something called as a waterfall method for software development life cycle. It looks something like this. It starts with requirements, then goes to design, implementation, testing and maintenance. If you are somebody from the software background, you already know what I'm talking about. So the same can also be used in our day-to-day life, and so for also meal planning. For example, if I have to talk about the meal planning in this waterfall method, we first take the requirements from our clients, that is our family, and just put a rough layout. Then we design it and make a master list for a meal plan. The next step is we implement it by planning our meal and groceries for the month and writing it down. Finally, testing is like we do the testing by cooking and see if it suits our needs. And then lastly, maintain it, practice it regularly, and whenever needed, we can visit any of these steps during the month. How do I plan my meal and make it effective? You can see my notebook. This is the old diary which I have. Somebody had given me and I hadn't used it. From the past 1 year, I've been using this, and I've used it for all rough use throughout. So going to the next page. So if you haven't planned yet anything, I would suggest you to pick a rough book like this, a rough note. So my way of meal planning is this. I have a master list, so I will show you how to create a master list. Then I have a book. I don't maintain papers or something. I have a lot of books which I haven't used. I just pick up any book like this. I have written my master list here. Then from the master list, I pick recipes or pick the meals that I would like to do for my family, and I put it down in my planner. If you are new to this, I would suggest you to pick a rough book. Make categories of the food that you generally make. Like in my family, I would make a breakfast category. I stay in Bangalore, so my meals are more influenced from the South India. So my breakfast recipes are mainly idli, dosa, then you have your appam and varieties of rice items. So all these things. So if you are somewhere from North India, you will have a different set of breakfast lists, like parathas. You will have different chapatis or different kinds of rotis. So depending on what your preference is, what your choice is, because if you're going on a diet, then you may not be using anything. You may be having only smoothies. But if you're planning for your family, so you may have different choice of breakfast. Make a master list of your breakfast items, what you generally do. I'm telling you, don't add anything for now. What you can remember, put down that. Now in this breakfast list, I have two types. One is with preparation and the second one is instant. So why these two? Now with preparation is, for example, if I talk about idli dosa, so I soak the rice and urad the previous morning. After it is soaked well, then I grind it in the evening. I keep it for fermenting for the next day morning. So I cannot just prepare that day morning. So there are a few instant breakfasts, like we make pongal here, like khichdi. It just takes me maximum 15-20 minutes to make it. So that is one of the instant breakfast. So I make poha. Poha is one of the instant. Upma is instant. So which don't need a preparation. So these are the ones. So that is the breakfast. Now accompaniments or you can even give it as side dish for your idli, dosa, puri, chapati, whatever you want. Those side dish, that is with breakfast, that goes with breakfast. Next, under this category for the breakfast, we have side dish. Side dish is mostly like a gravy item, curry item, whatever. But with this we also use chutneys. We have varieties of chutneys. So this is another variety for the side dish. This covers most of the breakfast stuff. You can use the same thing even for your dinner. Say, for example, in South India, many people also eat dosas for dinner. So you could use the same master list for your dinner as well. You can pick from the same thing. Now coming to lunch, we generally make rice. So I will give here rice varieties. If we have pulao, biryani and all that, we make raita with it. But otherwise, we just generally make curries. So I have a category of curry. So I have veg curries and I have non-veg curry. If you are vegetarian, you can stick to only veg curries. But if you are a non-vegetarian, you can divide this group into two. I hope what I'm writing is visible. Then I have different kinds of veggies that I use. You will have your own choice. Anything from veg. It could be like we make just a dry vegetable, stir fry, boiled vegetables, anything. Or we may have a few recipes under the veggies, like any recipes under the veggies that don't come under the curry category, neither do they come under the accompaniment category. So some dry item of the veggie, so I put it under the veggie list. Next, coming here to the next one is salad, which depends on again what I have here in under this. And I have another snack item that goes for the evening. So this is morning, I come here to the afternoon, and here I come to the evening. Sorry, I missed here one more thing, that is fried items, because I rarely do any fried items. But yeah, even if I'm doing some fried item, then I shallow fry it rather than deep frying. I don't do any of the deep fry items. I try to avoid a lot of deep fried and oil stuff. This is more of fried, as in I generally use the air fryer. So what I can say is I'm done with the breakfast, I'm done with the lunch list, and I'm done with the snack list. Evening snack, morning snack, whichever. You can use the snack list even for your kids' tiffin boxes. This is the main list because generally dinner is picked out of this. So sometimes we pick something from the breakfast list or something from the rice list, and we use the same thing even for dinner. So something similar preparation even for dinner, so that you don't have to cook 3 times. So to avoid cooking 3 times, you mix and match between this itself. So that is what I tend to do. Now other than this, I do a few of the millet recipes. Not that I do it every time, but yeah, sometimes I do follow millet recipes. Like here in South India we have ragi muddes, ragi roti or jowar roti, varieties of millets what I use. I try millet recipes once in a while. I know a few of them which I do, but very rarely. But you can put this if you are interested in millet recipes. Next, other than millet recipes, once in a while we do have bread. We make bread at home. We generally don't buy the bakery bread. So since we make bread, we make cheese garlic bread, we make the normal bread, or we mix a little bit of millet in that. Bread, pasta, noodles, all this I'm putting under one category because these are the recipes that I generally don't do. I do it very rarely because of kids. Bread we do very often, but bread is it's just like 1 or 2 varieties, not much of the variety I have here. Pasta and noodles is also once in a while. I don't do it very often. So I don't have many under this. If you think you do variety of pasta, you can put the pasta under a different heading. Noodles, you can put it under a different heading. Next, coming here, once in a while I do this bhaji or bonda, what is called here, or what you call as pakoda, onion pakoda or chili. But this is again, it comes under the deep fried category, which I avoid. Maybe sometimes during rainy season you feel like eating, so I generally do these during rainy season when it's pouring outside, pouring cats and dogs. That's the only time I do these. Otherwise, throughout the whole year I hardly do these. Then coming to beverages, generally our tea, coffee, chocolate milk and all those things, because my whole menu you will see mostly kids friendly. But yeah, my children do eat all the veggies, everything that I give them. They don't have a choice in picking what they want. Then lastly, coming to sweets or the desserts, includes cakes and all the sweets, and generally this is my meal plan category. I'm going to write down these things in one of my books. Till now I have had my master list all over the place, so I thought I will shift everything into a fair copy into one book. So I have taken this book. Again, this book, because my master list also keeps changing, maybe once in 2-3 years the master list may change, or you may stick on to the same thing. So it depends on, again, your choice. You want to keep the same master list, you can keep it and keep including in that, or you could change your master list according to your family's preference. So this time I thought I'll again make a fair copy. Now again, this book is not a new book, it's one of the old books, out of which the first part I've used for my school. So you will be able to see this whole thing I've used for my school things. Now here I will do my master list. Again, I'm not going to write on this page directly. I have just put a sticky note to make my master list meal plan, and I will refer to this only once a month. Now why only once a month, I'll come to it later. So going to the next page, I'll just leave one page here for anything to be written or done. Now, in my master list, my categories go like this. I'm not going to make anything fancy, a simple thing. So I will write, my main reason to make a separate master list is because I want to try a lot of new things this time. I've been so busy from the past 3 years with the school and the online classes. Though we don't have online classes for the whole day, but the other work that comes in was too much. So from the past 3 years, actually 2 years of online classes, and even before that for 1 year, my whole list has gone haywire. So everything I had to refresh this year. So I've come back to track this year with a new list, and I want to try more things because my children are also a little bit grown up and they understand things, they understand the taste. So probably I'm going to change the whole list. So I'm going to make a fresh list here, depending on my family's choices, my kids' choices. If you are joining me to plan with me every month, I'm going to do a planning video every month just before. So I will do one planner setup for the month as well as the meal planning video. What I would suggest you all is, if you all are joining me for the meal planning video every month, I strongly recommend you to make a master list like this and keep it ready before you start your meal planning. So make sure that you keep your master list ready like this. So breakfast, I will write it as side dish here. Chutneys may not be that many of my variety, so I will write here this list. I go on to the next page. That is for my lunch. So I write here rice varieties, curry. Okay, I have your veg. You might be having a huge list. If you think you have a huge list of curries, then you use the full page. Don't divide it like me. If not, I am going to use only one side, and I will see 2-3 years down the line, as I keep adding, I may use another book and make another master list, because as you use, the pages also get, become very dirty. So probably 2-3 years down the line, I'll again make a new master list according to what things have got added, and I may make another new list. So curry, non-veg. Then here I would like to do, other than curries, like the dry items, so veggies and fried items. So I leave this blank, go to the next page. Now this is basically for dinner. I generally do my millet recipes for dinner. I avoid breakfast and lunch because I somehow feel I need a lot of planning for those millet recipes. Bread, pasta and noodles. So now if you have seen, I have used now, currently this is the breakfast page 1. This is like the whole thing is a lunch, and this is dinner and the extras like snacks and sweets, desserts, which we do it once in a while. So anything else other than that, if I try something new, I may jot it down here and put it in my master list later on. So I have all this space to improvise on my master list. So first I made a rough note on my family's choices. I copied it down, thinking how much space I may need for each of it here. Next thing is I am going to list down the items that my family has, they like. I finished writing down the whole list, and once the list is done, I'll show you my list. So coming back, I've just written a rough list of, not exactly the rough list, but almost whatever I generally do. So breakfast, the ones that need preparation, instant, side dish for the breakfast. Now here there are two varieties, because this is generally for idli, dosa I use it, and these are for the down portion is for the parota or chapatis. Next, here are a few chutneys. This is the breakfast list. Now going on to the next page, we have rice varieties. Sorry, I made a mistake here, because my earlier one had veg and non-veg both, but I thought I need more space for this. So rice varieties, I have a few vegetarian rice, a few non-veg. Then coming to curry, I had divided into curry as in the curry that we use for rice to mix. So curry, veg and non-veg. Here I have a lot of varieties, but I haven't written yet because it takes too much time to write. So I thought on a whole how I generally write. So I have a lot of non-veg curries here to be written. I'll write it later. Coming to the veg. So in veg I have a few special items that I make. Some are like I don't have multiple recipes for a few veg items. So if I take one vegetable, I generally do the same recipe because that's what my family prefers for a few vegetables. So I have not written anything more specific here, but yeah, if I try some new recipe, I'll add on here. Fried stuff, same thing, not much. I have a few salads that I make during lunchtime, sometimes after lunch, depends. I adjust the salad between salads as well as evening snacks. Now coming to the next one, a few of millet recipes. I haven't actually tried and tested many millet recipes, very few of them. Millets have just come slowly into picture, but we really haven't tried millet to that extent. I've tried upma and all those things, but not too fond of it. Then coming to bread, different kinds of bread, pastas and noodles, bhaji, bonda or pakoras. A few of the snacks that I prefer for the evening, a few of the cakes what my kids prefer, a few beverages morning and evening, sweets and desserts. So with this we come to the end of the meal planning master list. I refer to this meal planning master list and make my actual list. Sometime in the next week we'll plan for the month of February. So stay tuned to my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so whenever I put this meal planning video for the month, you get a notification on your phone or on your laptop. And please do follow me to get more ideas, and let me know in the comment section below if you like this idea on how to do a meal plan. Thank you, and see you again super soon in the next video.